Hello, back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie's entitled Absolution. Let's get straight into the storyline. The story begins by showing the right-hand man of a mafia boss named Thug. Thug has worked for the mob boss for almost 25 years and always follows and obeys all his orders. Thug is the mob boss's best right-hand man because of his irreplaceable power and loyalty. Not long after, Thug went to the fish trader because he was ordered by the mob boss to ask for security rations. As it turns out, this time, Thug was not alone, but accompanied by the mob boss's son, Kyle.
Ain't his, Holmes.
Somebody tell this footpig that if he don't stop staring at me, I'm gonna have to break his shoulders.
Does it talk? Oh. Take it easy, man.
After getting rations from the fish trader, Thug and Kyle immediately returned to the headquarters to give a deposit to Kyle's father, the mob boss. Upon arrival at the headquarters, Thug immediately chatted with the mob boss, Connor. Here, Thug advises Connor not to involve Kyle in his business. Connor replied that he also wanted Kyle to become a lawyer, but Kyle refused and preferred to continue Connor's business, which was to become the next mafia boss. Thug then shares that he's been feeling a lot of pain in his head lately. Connor suggests that Thug see a doctor, as he is no longer young. A few hours later, Thug went to his best friend's boxing training center. Thug immediately chatted with his best friend because they had not met for a long time. In the middle of the conversation, his friend said he had a new student and asked if Thug wanted to fight him, counting as training. Thug gladly accepted the offer, and the match was made. Thug, who was no longer young, continued to get attacked by his friend's new student. One night, Thug went to a nightclub to have a few drinks and find some peace. Instead, he saw a couple arguing. Thug rushed up to them and asked them not to fight.
It's on you. Come on, pal, take it outside.
The man, being the badass that he is, challenges Thug until finally, with just one punch, Thug manages to knock the man unconscious.
I said take it outside.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Go back.
After the incident, Thug left the nightclub. However, he was suddenly chased by the woman who had been fighting. The woman's name was Anna. Anna once again asked Thug for help to take her home. Feeling sorry for her, Thug finally agreed to take Anna. Arriving home, Anna, who saw Thug's good looks, invited him to get closer. After that, Thug asked if Anna's boyfriend from earlier wouldn't follow her here. Anna replied that it was impossible because they had broken up long ago. The argument happened because Anna deliberately went to her ex-boyfriend at the nightclub to collect a debt from him. Hearing this, Thug calmed down. The next day, Thug was contacted by Connor, the mob boss. Connor asked Thug to go to the newly opened clinic to ask for security rations. It is known that all businesses or merchants in the city must provide security rations to Connor. If anyone refuses, then Connor will not hesitate to destroy their business. Long story short, Thug arrived at the clinic and immediately met the doctor to ask for security rations. Coincidentally, Thug remembered his frequent headaches, so he asked about them. The doctor replied that the equipment at the clinic was incomplete, so Thug should have his illness checked by a specialist for fear of a serious illness.
I forgot where I lived for a few minutes this morning.
You should get that checked out.
In the end, Thug forced himself to go to a specialist. In the afternoon, Thug arrived at the specialist and immediately checked his illness. After the examination, the specialist told him that Thug had chronic traumatic encephalopathy. It's a kind of concussion that mostly affects boxers and football players. This is because Thug often fights with his enemies and gets hit in the head. At first, Thug takes it easy and asks, "So what medicine should I take?" However, the doctor apologizes because there is no cure for the disease. As many as 99% of people suffering from the disease will die in no more than 3 months. The doctor also suggested that Thug get closer to God. Hopefully, God will provide a miracle. In addition, the doctor suggested that Thug tell his wife or children about the disease so that they could prepare themselves if anything happened to Thug. Hearing all that, Thug was speechless. He was shocked that he would only last 3 more months. After returning from the doctor, Thug stopped his car on the beach. Then, he pointed a gun at himself because he intended to do something stupid. Fortunately, Thug saw a little girl who kept watching him. Instantly, Thug remembered his daughter and felt guilty for leaving her for so long. As a result, Thug did not do anything stupid and left there. The next day, Thug went to his daughter's house, known as Daisy. There, Thug apologized for not visiting Daisy for so long. Daisy sarcastically asked, "What did you come here for? Didn't you ever think I existed?" It is revealed that since the death of Thug's wife, their relationship has been strained. Daisy thinks that her mother died because of Thug. Thug then explains that they have something important to discuss regarding his illness. Thug invites Daisy to dinner tomorrow at an Italian restaurant to discuss everything.
I don't understand.
No, that's just it. I do understand. You're a fucking asshole to us.
The dinner. Just think about it, yeah?
Okay. I thought about it. Fuck off.
Later that night, while sleeping, Thug had a dream. He was in the middle of the sea, meeting his father and being on a small boat. Thug asked, "Where are they going?"
Where are they going? Enjoy the ride. They'll be land soon enough.
The next day, Anna, a woman Thug is now close to, was taking a walk in the park. By now, Anna is very comfortable with Thug and hopes that Thug will marry her. Later, Thug invites Anna to dinner at an Italian restaurant because he will introduce her to Daisy, his daughter. Anna looks very happy because she wants to know more about Thug's family. In the afternoon, Thug is again assigned by Connor, the mafia boss, to deliver a package in a container car to his partner, Alex. This time, Thug is not alone. He is accompanied by Kyle, Connor's son. On the way, Thug asked Kyle what package they were carrying. Kyle replied that he didn't know because Connor forbade him from opening the package. Thug did not bother and continued his journey. Long story short, Thug arrived at Alex's headquarters. Alex immediately opened the container car brought by Thug. Instantly, Thug was surprised because the contents of the container were several kidnapped women who would be sold to Alex's brothel. A curly-haired woman asked Thug for help, but Thug couldn't do anything about it. Later that night, Thug had another dream. He met with his father. The dream was still the same. Thug was tossed in the middle of the sea, alone with his father. Not long after, a curly-haired woman suddenly emerged from the water and asked Thug for help. The father then told Thug to save the woman. Before dying, he must atone for all his past sins. In the morning, Thug decided to visit Alex at his brothel. There, Thug pretended to want to hire a woman because his skills had not been honed for a long time. Alex gave a few choices of women, including the curly-haired one. Thug chose her and took her into the room. When they are about to start foreplay, Thug says that he didn't come to do that but to save the curly hair. The woman then told him that if Thug wanted to release her, he had to pay Alex $20,000. After that, he would be free.
20,000.
20,000, and he let you go?
I will be free.
However, Thug did not have that much money. He finally decided to go home first. On the way home, Thug was contacted by Connor, the mafia boss. Connor ordered him to take the security rations from a priest. Apparently the priest's title was just a front, as he was actually a drug dealer. Thug immediately went to the priest, who was parking his boxcar on the side of the road. Without further ado, the priest immediately gave Thug money.
It's all there, 20,000.
However, when the priest got out of his car, Thug was suddenly attacked by several shooters who were apparently targeting the priest. Quickly, Thug counterattacked the 3 shooters. Thug then managed to finish off 2 of the shooters, and 1 was seriously injured. Thug then asked the dying man, "Who do you work for, and why do you want to kill the priest?" The man replied that their target was Thug, but they had the wrong target. He also revealed that they were ordered by a large man with a spider tattoo on his neck.
Big spider tat on his neck? He said you'd be hard to kill.
Knowing this, Thug immediately returned to headquarters to report the incident to Connor. When he met Connor, Thug handed over the deposit money while telling him that he had just been attacked by 3 men. Thug assumed they were Connor's business rivals who wanted to take over his territory. Connor replied that he would find out who they were soon. For now, he advised Thug to go home and rest. Later that evening, Thug visited Anna at her house. Thug deliberately came to pick Anna up because they planned to have dinner at an Italian restaurant tonight with Daisy, Thug's daughter. When they arrive at the restaurant, Thug and Anna order water while waiting for Daisy's arrival. However, after an hour of waiting, Daisy did not arrive, making Thug upset. At the same time, a waiter asked them to leave because they had waited too long and only ordered water. Realizing Thug was upset, Anna quickly asked him to leave to avoid a commotion.
Your daughter's name is Daisy, baby.
In the morning, Thug was still sleeping in his house. Not long after, he awoke to the sound of his door opening. When he checked, it was Daisy. Thug asked why Daisy didn't come last night. Daisy replied that she was busy moving because her previous rent would be sold. Daisy has now accepted Thug as her father again after years of not getting along. She asked, "So, what did you want to talk about to invite me to dinner?" Suddenly, Thug chose not to tell her about his illness. He just said that he missed his family. Thug did this because he didn't want to add to the burden on Daisy, who had just been kicked out of her rent. Hearing this, Daisy excused herself to go home because she still had to clean up her rent. Later that night, Thug slept, but this time, his headache recurred and caused him so much pain that he could only endure the pain. Then, he went to the toilet. While in the toilet, Thug suddenly remembered the curly-haired woman he had been unable to save because he had to redeem her for $20,000. That same night, Thug went to Connor's headquarters, the mob boss, intending to borrow money. Once there, Thug got straight to the point. He said he was here to borrow $20,000, and Connor could deduct it from his paychecks. However, Connor replied that from now on, Thug would not have a salary anymore. This is because his son, Kyle, has recruited a new right-hand man younger than Thug. Hearing this, Thug was shocked because Connor had indirectly fired him.
Well, I have to let you go. Let me go.
Then, Thug asked, why would Connor do that? Is his 30 years of sacrifice meaningless? Connor replied that he felt sorry for Thug, who was no longer young. He suggested that Thug should spend more time at home.
This doesn't make sense, boss. Come on, man. Let's not prolong this.
At the same time, an arrogant Kyle kicked Thug out because he was no longer needed. Feeling angry, Thug finally went to the exit. There, Connor's new right-hand man opened the door. However, by chance, Thug noticed the person had a spider tattoo on his neck. Instantly, Thug remembered that the 3 people who had attacked him yesterday were ordered by the man who had a spider tattoo on his neck. Quickly, Thug immediately took action. Thug went back to Connor and Kyle, then held them both at gunpoint. Thug realized that Connor and Kyle had ordered the man with the spider tattoo to finish him off. Furious, Thug shot Kyle on the spot.
Hey!
Thug then told Connor to give him all the money in his safe. With no other choice, Connor finally opened the safe and gave all the money, almost $2 million.
Fill the bag up. And the guns. And you get rid of me like I'm dog shit in the bottom of your fucking shoe.
Thug then asked Connor to sit down. After finishing off Connor and Kyle, Thug quickly left with all the money. 30 minutes later, Thug went to a lawyer who was his close friend. There, Thug asked the lawyer for help in buying a house for Daisy, his daughter, and for spare money for the next few years. Thug also gave some of the money to the lawyer and told him not to let Daisy know that all this came from him.
It was nice knowing you.
Next, Thug went to Anna at her home. However, upon arrival, Thug saw Anna lying in the bathroom from taking too many drugs. Quickly, Thug resuscitated Anna and moved her into the room. Here, Thug apologized, as this was likely their last day together. To thank Anna for accompanying him all this time, Thug gave her some money and left. Anna could only remain silent as she was still unconscious. Next, Thug went to Alex at the brothel to redeem the curly-haired woman. Once there, Thug gave $30,000 so that he could take the curly-haired woman home. However, Alex said he couldn't. Thug asked if the money wasn't already over the redemption amount. Alex replied that this was not the case. Then, Alex took Thug to the curly-haired woman's room and showed that she was dead. Without feeling guilty, Alex explained that there was one customer who played rough and caused the woman to die. Instantly, Thug became furious and held Alex at gunpoint. He asked Alex to release all the women in the place if he didn't want to die. There was one of Alex's men who tried to approach, but Thug threatened to kill Alex if he took one more step. Finally, Alex ordered his men to wait outside. Next, Alex shouted, asking all the women to leave because they were free.
Inside. John, stay inside.
With Alex still at gunpoint, Thug took out the rest of the money and distributed the remaining money to the women one by one. When it was the last woman's turn, one of Alex's men suddenly was about to shoot. Swiftly, Thug immediately shot back.
You bleeding now good, viejo?
After Alex attacked Thug with several stabs, now Thug can only lie limp while Alex prepares to finish him. However, suddenly, something surprising happened. It turned out that the shot came from the last woman earlier. Thug then asked the woman to leave before Alex's other men arrived. An hour later, Thug returned home badly injured. As much as possible, he tried to get inside. Once inside, Thug could only stand limply. He realized that his end was near. However, even so, Thug was sincere. He felt that he had done good in the last days of his life as a penance for past sins.